われるし、まあ決定って言われたら結構
今日はじゃあよく俺は今日仕事せなかった。マレーシア？インドネシア。今日さ全然準備ができてないのに熱で出してるね。熱やってたね。
ディスカッションにしましょう。
いや、いいよ、やるよ。いや、今日さ、やるんだったら、ぜひ、ディスカッションバージョンもいろいろ考えとったんですよ。向こう、ディスカッションした方がいいじゃん。せっかくおるしさ。面
白いと思うよ。
それをやった方がいい。あ、大丈夫かな？はい。大丈夫でしょ。英語で、日本語でいいよ。日本語で、彼が英語で。それ冗談だけど。でも日本語すごい上手だもんな。何年日本語？
日本語っていうか関西弁の
何年いるの？何年？7年？そうか。僕もね、バングラに大体連続してまだ12年ぐらいいたんですよ。連続してね、同じ。ジェームスさん何？彼女いる？奥さんいる？奥さん。あ、日本人？中国人？日本語で話す？日本語で話す？そうでしょ。なんで僕の友達がね、向こうでね、女性だけどね、ロシアの人と結婚、ロシアで知り合って、ロシアで知り合った時にロシア語で話してた。中国の人です。
喧嘩は英語でな。
喧嘩英語するの？でも中国の人強いでしょ。
あ、向こうも喧嘩の時は中国語しゃべれる。
どこの出身の人？
あ
何しよう？
チンタオ。
お、チンタオか。チンタオか。僕はね、どこ行っても中国人だからね。日本人見られる中国人。
先生、電源いらないんですね。
もしもしもしもし。
普通に喋る。
ああいうえおあいうえお。
多すぎるかも。
だからさ、ジェームさん、今俺ね、ちょっと中国勉強し始めた。なんで？だから中国人だから。さ、いやあんまりにもどこ行っても中国人だからね。いや俺日本でさ、日本で歩いとっても絶対中国人しか見られへんし。でこの前も金閣寺行ったらさ、中国人の関東出身のグアンジョ出身の中国人がさ、突然さ、俺がそれが分かるんだよね。俺はグアンジョから来たんだけど、これは素晴らしいだろうな、素晴らしいだろうとか言って、お前はどこだって言うからさ、いやいや俺は日本人だっつって、うわズーペンっつったらさ、我是日本って言ったら、はあ、なんでお前が日本人なんだなんでお前がなんだだしあれだよ、あそこ空港あるじゃない、バンコクの空港、バンコクのスワミナタン空港ってあるでしょ。新しい空港あるやん。スナの部品か。新しい空港あるでしょ、バンコク。あそこ歩いとるとさ、前の空港でもそうだけど、必ず1人か2人ぐらいかな、中国人が助けてくれってくるんですよ。
そんなに中国人ってみんな困ってるんですか？
あれ困ってるんだろうな、中国人がさ、これ来るんで、中国人がこれなんだみたいなこと言って、なんとなくそんなことは分かるんだよね。それで、日本人だよ。なんでお前が日本人なんだって。だからもう、中国人になりきるためにも。
確かに、もう完璧に喋れたらもう。
完璧じゃなくたっていいんだよ。中国はね、完璧じゃなくたっていうんだよ、中国語は。
バレないんですか？
バレない。僕は友達とさ、中国でそういうちょっといかがわしいところあるんですよね、中国で。そういうとこあるんですよ。いかがわしいってあんまり外国人が言っちゃいけないようなナイトクラブみたいなのあるじゃん。でそういうところ友達とね、そう遊びに行って何回行ったことあるの。でその時に僕の友達が俺によく言ってたの、お前とにかく黙っとったら絶対中国人しか見えないから黙っとるやつで、黙って英語で喋るんだと、日本語で喋ると、喋る時は。で日本語で喋ったら 中国はもうすごいたくさんのみんなもそう思ってるらしいんです。中国広いでしょ。広くて言葉は分からない言葉を喋るのが当たり前でおるの。で少数民族だって絶対思われるから大丈夫。
じゃあ下手な中国語って逆にいい
いや
わけ
下手な中国語の方がいいんだよ。英語で喋っちゃうとねダメだよ、外国人の。下手な中国で喋るとどっかの少数民族のやつがで僕らはあれですよ、バングラデシュでもね、バングラデシュにねこういう顔した人いるんですよ。みんなみたいな顔した人、少数民族。インドなんかもね必ずいるんですよ。で僕はバングラデシュに行ったらバングラデシュ人にしか見られないですよ。ベンガル語で話すから。で僕はベンガル語で話すとチッタゴンヒルトラックってそういう丘陵地帯がある。でそこの人だと思われるんだよね。いや面白いですよ。だから前なんかさ冗談みたいな僕は一回冗談でね、本当に冗談でどこの向こうがさどこの村だとか言ってくるんで、俺はあそこのディストリクトの県のあそこの村なんだって話しとったらさ、
信じちゃう。
でそういう話しとってすごい信じちゃって。信じたことはいいんだけどさ、後から「いやそれは俺冗談だ」っつってさ「冗談だから」って言ってパスポート見せたんだよね。パスポート見せて「俺は日本人なんだ」っつったらさ、その人がね「そんな嘘のパスポート見せてどうするんだ」って言ってたと。全く信用してくれなかったの。
言葉うますぎるから。
じゃあそんなことないよ。うますぎるっていうかみんなもあれですよ。結構あれですよ、モンゴロイドはいっぱいどこでもいますからね。なかなか。出てますよ。うん。今日はもうみんな来へんのかな、出席取りませんよって言ったら。まあ、いいよ、別に来なくてもいいんだけど、レポートだけ出してくれればね、ちゃんと。
僕、科学研究家なので、
いいですよ。
履修しそこでしょ。情報という形で。
いやいや、履修出せばいいじゃん、今から。もったいない。そんな全然問題ないで、なんで、そんな、兄弟ってそんな厳しいとこじゃないもんな。いや、そんな厳しいとこなの？
今回から紙を書かなきゃいけないっていう。
書いて出せばいいじゃん。
もうダメです。
嘘。
僕の研究家で僕じゃないんですけど、友達もこの語学ですね、対応を受けるんですけど、それでお願いしに行ったらダメだと。
これ地球学堂だよね。
あ、これまた別ですか。
地球学堂だからあそこあれまあでもジムの人厳しいかな。
めちゃくちゃ厳しいです。地球学堂。
あの人ちょっと本当になんか怖いか。怖くても。
わかりました。じゃあ。
いやもしあれだったらば言えばいいよ。授業出てるんですけどあれだってさ取れたいって言って取るつもりでおったんですけどちょっと遅れちゃったんでどうしたらいいんでしょうかって言ってさ。でそう俺誰出したいって言ってぜひともって言っとったって言って。いやそのまだいいはずだと思うんだよ。うちは朝発の方はまだいいはずだよね。履修届は確か今週京大の理学部なんて本当めちゃくちゃ適当だから、ね、自分で適当だよな。今日は4月の26日やな。じゃあ今日はあれやね。あれか。 また今日あれなのかな。今日じゃあやりましょうか。向こうもつながってる？
はい、つながってます。
インドネシアでしょ。Hello. Huh? Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum. What? What? Assalamualaikum. Okay. So, good afternoon. Please, if you can listen, huh? Please respond, because this year, okay, we would like to try to encourage more conversation between between our student and you, okay? Okay, because satellite internet advance is to make a conversation directly. So okay? Yes. So now you are also attending in our room. We are attending in your room. Okay? Now you should make this kind of image, such a image. You should have. Can you understand? Yes? Huh? Okay. Today, last week we discussed the how to consider the research. I think somebody attended last week. Somebody? No? No. Okay. No. So please just a moment. この前のであれ？あ、そうか、自己紹介しようか。So, please,はい、どうぞ。Yes, okay. So today, really, we can communicate with Indonesian, our counterpart students. So, today, we should introduce each other first from our student, please. Just please name and.
Hello, my name is Yuma Ito. I study linguistics. I'm interested in minority group in Thailand. I researched the minor group in Thailand. They are named Mladuri.
もう大きい声で言ってよ。はい。聞こえてるか Can you listen? Okay, thank you very much. はい。
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Yusuke Suyoto. I belong to Global Environmental Study and I major in Global Environmental Policy. And I'm interested in Thai and
Okay, okay. If somebody can speak Bahasa Indonesia, please, no problem.
Dia katanya dia cinta
Ya.
Indonesia.
はい。
Hello. My name is Ryosuke Kato. I belong to Human and Environment graduate school. My English is not good so bad.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Nice to meet you.
Hello everyone, my name is Maria, and I've just come back from Cambodia for my internship. I'm interested in the global warming policy in Indochina countries. Nice to meet you all.
Hello, I'm Ayaka. My major is civil engineering. This, bye.
こっちこっち見るかね、こっち。カメラ見ながら、カメラ。はい。
Hello, Hitomi. I'm Hitomi. I major food chemistry. Nice to meet you.
はい、はい、next。
My name is Yasuko Ishimoto. I belong to medical. Nice to meet you.
はい、どうぞ。
Hello everyone. My name is Akira Ito, and I'm majoring work. I'm studying water resource engineering in agricultural faculty. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so my name is the Kazuo Ando. I'm studying the agriculture and rural development, particularly in the Bangladesh, Myanmar, Laos, and India. And I've just touched in Indonesia. 4 years before, I visited Indonesia and I stayed 1 month in Jakarta. During this time, I went the Jogja and the Sumatra, Medan and Aceh. Yes. And please, if possible, can you introduce yourself one by one? Okay? 見てください。向こう見たの。向こう見たのか。はい。Hello.
My name is Eko Subianto. My major is development studies program.
Okay. Okay. Next, please. Environmental studies.
Hello, my name is Ina. As like the others, I study technical study in ITP.
Okay.
Hello, my name is
Oh, hello. Ministry? Oh, Okay. So, newcomer came, eh? Newcomer came. Please introduce. Everybody finished.
My name is Yuya Kato. I'm studying architecture at the engineering department.
Okay. 向こう終わったかな? So, everybody finished your introduction? Okay, we finished. And I'm sorry, last week I presented what is now I'm belonging to the Institute of Area Studies, and last week we discussed what is the practice-oriented area study. What is the difference, the methodology of the practice-oriented area study and normal scientific approach. So just I want to remember the awake your memory. Okay, now so far I understand the participant of this class and participant from Indonesia. Most of the students are majoring the environment science or environment oriented studies, and they are much interested in problem solving studies. Okay, so why I started to practice oriented area study? What means the practice oriented? I want to emphasize the meaning of practice is to complete to the one of the target of solving, and another is the study should stand with the people who are really facing the problem. So just I want to briefly I want to explain my concept of the two type of the research methodologies. One is the normal methodology. This is usually we can follow the studies, and another is this is the just I emphasize the practice-oriented area studies methodology. And before this, I should explain. This is my very dogmatic or my personal view on the research. One is instinctive. Can you read? Okay, you can read this. Yes. The last week I already explained this to the Japanese student, and some student gave me the email, and they also appreciate this kind of consideration. So I want to repeat today particularly for the overseas participant. Two types of research. One is instinctive research as an instinctive action, such as eating, sleeping, and sexing for sustainable existence, ultimately toward action for learning from the people trying to overcome their surrounding problem. And the second one is research for research as obligational or competitive behavior for completing duty or original toward researchers' ultimate own satisfaction. I think that I'm engaging I have experience to have worked for the JICA expert nearly the 8 years. First, I joined the JOCB volunteers for in Bangladesh, and then I have worked as a JICA expert. As an expert, my expertise was the rural agriculture and rural development. According to my own experience, and then after that, I joined the university. On the basis of this experience, now I'm considered the research may be classified in two categories. Okay, and why I categorize two type of the research? Because I'm very sorry, Japanese student. Maybe this is just repeated. The most newcomers, fresh student, when they enter to our graduate school, that time they are very active and vivid, and particularly they are much interested in the study in abroad, and their primary or first objective is to study abroad. Okay, and they want to see and they want to talk with the peoples. This because I'm belonging to the postgraduate school of Asia and African area studies. So the student who want to enter the graduate school surely are interested in studying or conducting the field work in overseas countries. Okay, but the most case when they are coming back from the field work, their face are little changed. Most cases are much changed. Like they are very deeply thinking, and sometimes I ask them what happened. And what happened, and what did you feel the field work? They said, so good. And now I'm very problem. I'm facing how to analyze my data or something. Okay, this is much commonly happened in our graduate school, and because now I really simply I want to say that the research in our school also, the professors, my colleagues, they always criticize the young researchers and the student. What is your originality, or what is the difference from what is your studies different from other studies? Okay, and what is your logic? What is your frame? Maybe in your university, same thing happened because we are the professionals, and the second one is maybe professional consideration. Okay, but the student, my consideration is student, they are not professional, and they found their own interesting in their research work. Okay, And now research maybe occupied by the professional persons, and the general peoples, they consider the research is very valuable work, not like my labor service or something. Okay, so for example, I came from agricultural families, and for example, the agriculture, the science. So farmers always considered the professors or researchers working in a university or a research institute. They are doing us, or they are giving us something on the basis of their research work at this moment. Okay, it means the research activity and practical person is now different. And me also, before I considered like this. But you should mind, how have the agricultural science developed in the human histories. Modernization, before modernizing the world, or before introducing the agricultural science, before the appearing of agricultural science, agriculture has been developed by the farmers themselves, just before the 20th centuries, most of the developed technologies, the farmer themselves developed. Okay, it means the practitioner and the researcher, they are not divided, or they are not different. I think, and another example is, vegetable or the crops, or origin of vegetable or origin of crop. How did the human being found? Very simply, I think, I can explain. Maybe the beginning, the human beings or people, they try by themselves. Sometimes, surely somebody died due to the poison. Okay. That time, the research was not the professional things. Research means how to survive or how to realize their aims or the dreams. It means research work is directly to the life activities, not professional things. So I want to explain like this, and I encourage always the young student. Don't be anxious about your motivation. Motivation should become their originality, not originality of the theme of the research. Okay. I want to emphasize this point. And now professional the studies in the area study is what happened. Area study is particularly, my target is to consider the way of the solution for some issues, particularly for example is the environment study. They are set up the clear problem, environment problem. And the environment problem, it means that somebody that facing the environment problem. It means the area should be recognized. And the researcher, okay, he or she subject, they are watching some issues. For example, this is an environment problem. And surely the issue are faced by the peoples, local peoples. And the researcher's subject of she or he look at the object and to apply the scientific analysis. Okay, but it is normally okay. But problem is, that if we are so much emphasize the originality or something, it means the generalization. The subject researcher, they are looking is the ultimately not issues, solving the issues. They are watching the other researchers, because generally, as you know, the professional, the manner of the scientist, their target is how to persuade the other people, other researchers. Okay, generalization is, generalization usually realized this way. If he said, my analysis or my finding is the true or the fact, but if the other researchers do not recognize his finding or his theory, in this case is his finding or his or her the theory are not considered as the fact or general ones. Okay. So this kind of the problem is always happen. And the problem is, that case, the ultimate goal of our study is to solve the problem touching the issues. But the people is really the outside of their activities, So I said this is their standing point and their standing point is separated. Okay? And now, I explained that this way. When the student, enter to some countries, for example, some village, okay, the village peoples, they have a problem, environment problem. For example, in Bangladesh, some arsenic problem, water drinking problem. And that case, the student, maybe before coming this community, the student have been trained by the seminar in the university or something with professors and student are really trained, what must the student conduct the study or the making the research or something. Okay. But usually when this is very normal way, the student or researcher, when they enter to the village and they live together, 24 hours or even the 1 day's few hours. And if the researcher continuously to touching the pupils, at least several weeks, or most cases in our the postgraduate school, several months, at least 3 or 4 months, even sometimes 1 years. And what happened, the experience of the living together automatically give the researcher to consciousness of the problems, and the researcher or the student, unconsciousness and consciousness, he or she want to know or automatically be aware, awakened in the issues, real issues of the peoples. Okay? I said, this is the mechanism of sharing of existence. Because, if sameness of places, automatically to give the local people and the researcher themselves, to share the existing, it means to share the problem. And if the researcher really gets the self-awareness of issues, nobody cannot stop or distinguish the self-awareness. Okay? And then the student, when coming back to Japan, the student is, trapped this tragedy, and then student, the face the real problems, gap of self-awareness and professional target of awareness. Okay. I don't like to criticize the professional consultation, but problem is, professional consultation sometimes it discourages the researchers, particularly young researchers, the mind and the vivid. Okay. Because now I'm considered a practice-oriented area study. Our first target is to how to share the problem with local people and how to solve the problem in practice. Okay, so now you can understand why I raised to research. So from this point of view, now, okay. Now I explained I informed my class is the ancient agriculture technological dissemination or something. Right? So today just I touch these topics. Hello, Can you understand what I want to say? At this moment, if you have some question, please raise a hand and to make clear it. Okay.いいんかな? So, okay, the next topic ね。ちょっとすみませんね。インドネシアのことやろうか。Okay. This is インドネシアのことやろう。Okay. これ去年見せたっけ？日本語、そう、日本語だけどもいいわ。しょうがない。I'm sorry な。Just this is a 日本語 but some picture. No, I'm sorry. Yes, I wanted to prepare, but last Saturday and Sunday I had a fever, so I was in bed, so I could not translate the slide to the English. But ちょっとあれ、today I just explained, why I studied the ancient tools, ancient tools, particularly plow, I explained I'm working the Bangladesh, okay, and as you know, what the image of Bangladesh, please, okay, from the Japanese side, what is your image of on the Bangladesh? どうぞ。カレーライス。はい。
It's very hot.
Very hot. Oh, first, okay. Where is the Bangladesh? Everybody knows where is the Bangladesh. Oh, everybody knows. Okay. And now you said curry rice and food in. Huh? Oh.
In Asia in terms of economics.
Okay. Economic poor country, poorest country. Okay. Others? Okay. From your side, what is your image on Bangladesh? Please.
Bangladesh is a country besides India.
Oh, besides India. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Huh?
For the Bengal.
Oh, okay. And others? No opinions or no ideas? Do you have any ideas, opinion, image? Yes, Bangladesh is one of the very famous the Muslim country, like Indonesia. Yes. Okay, so now the one I'm very I have some ideas, now gradually changing. Before the 10 years, at least 10 years or 5 years, when I asked the student, where is Bangladesh? Some students, they did not know where is Bangladesh. They don't know the geographical place in Bangladesh. And always they consider Bangladesh is a flood damaged country, cyclone, and poor. Okay, this three is very famous, image of Bangladesh. But now today some say very hot country and correct. Yeah. Maybe the image are some Indian oriented image now, right? So sorry. But usually Bangladesh is still, when I explain, I just start to the talking about Bangladesh in the front of the general people in Japan. The news, the newspapers, news or mass communication always give them the bad image, not good image. Poorest country and overpopulation and the hurricane and flood. So many people died every year. Okay, but I stayed in Bangladesh 12 years, nearly the 12 years. Okay, and before going to the Bangladesh, I had such kind of image. And but when I stayed in Bangladesh, okay, I sent my letter to my mother, because I came from the farm villages in Japan, and my village is the geographically located in floodplains, same as Bangladesh. Floodplain is the during the rainy season in Japan. Rainy season is June, July, and traditionally June, in Japan. Now a little different. 1 month earlier we started transplanting rice, but traditionally the rice was transplanted in June. So when floodplain villages in Japan, usually in June, the water in the rice fields sometimes inundated and overflooded. And I have a very clear idea when I was the primary school student. Always I'm walking in the inundated road. When we had the heavy rain, it means just like below the knee, right? So when I visit Bangladesh, my assignment was to stay in rural area and to work with the village peoples or the agriculture and rural development, one of the volunteer. So that time I sent to my mother, yes, Mom, Bangladesh is very nice country, and the scenery is just same as our previous villages, because our village is now urbanized, much urbanized, and totally changed. But I found in Bangladesh that time, nearly 30 years back, I found Bangladesh still our previous original village, sceneries, the very plain, and when we had the raining, and that time the water inundated, and the very green rice the field. And I stayed 2 years and 8 months, and I I read some books, and we discussed with the local peoples. And then my idea is totally changed. Okay, the Bangladesh has a really rich histories, and their the culture really very rich, and the human behavior more the humans they had a much broad-minded rather than the Japanese, etc., etc. Okay, so now my study objective. One of my study objective is I would like to give I would like to correct the bad image of Bangladesh. Okay, so I'm touching the agricultural tools, particularly plough, during the ancient period, because I think somebody knows Bangladesh. They have the long histories, and somebody says that Bangladesh is just beside of India. It means Bangladesh, before 1st century or 2nd century, they had the history of Buddhism, and Bangladesh is from the 7th or 8th century onward, up to the 12th or 13th century. In Bangladesh, the very famous kingdom, Pala kingdom, was, okay. This is you can see this is 10 centuries. Here is Bangladesh. They located here the Pala kingdom. Okay, this is the Indonesia, Sumatra and Java, and that time in Bangladesh they had the Mahayana, strong Mahayana Buddhism, mystics Mahayana Buddhism. Okay, and the Bangladesh is center of this Buddhism. Okay, and my and this Buddhism is spreaded, in Indonesia, and through Malay. That time the Srivijaya kingdom here, and through Srivijaya, this is spreaded in the Cambodia and Thai. Okay, this is a brief history of the spreading of the mystic Mahayana Buddhism into the Southeast Asian countries. This is generally known by some scholars, even the general peoples who are interested in Buddhism history. But my expectation is a little different, as you know, nowadays, at this moment, now you can use the computer. Me also, I'm using the computer. But this technology not only spread it by alone. Okay. If you know that some region or some philosophy, or if this kind of the concept, we can say the concept will be spreaded, surely this concept spreaded in accordance with some technologies. In the history, I think we can pick up so many examples. Okay, and I know you know that Islam also. Islam not only what spread the religion, but also so many the business methodology and other technology also. Okay, so you know now I'm looking this kind of coincidence between the Buddhism the dissemination and some technological dissemination. Okay, from this point of view, again, I would like to evaluate the history of Bangladesh and value of the Bangladesh cultures. Okay, and from this point of view, I want to explain some dissemination and how to remaking of the agricultural dissemination at the ancient period. And my research material is the archaeological site, not the Buddhism text, you know, because I'm not the expert on Buddhism text, but I know I have some knowledge about agriculture tools or something, and I want to explain that. Four points. The one is that we have a very famous the archaeological site, Somapurima. I'm sorry that this is the Japanese Somapurima, and one is a Cambodian Angkor, Banten Slave, and here is Borobudur. Okay, and another one is this is not the archaeological site. Just later, I want to show the plow type of the Assams, you know. Okay, just now I want to show what type of the plow we can observe in some the Buddha statues in from archaeological site. This is very famous statue is Balaram. This is the Hindu god. Okay, this Balaram Hindu god had the plow as a weapon. Okay, and this statue reclaimed from the Angkor Borei temples, and this is the 6th century. Okay, and you should keep in mind the shape of the shape of the plow. No? This is the standing position, but plow usually using this. This is plow pole, and this is the plow bottom. Okay, and this is clearly you can see that this is a plowshare. Now this is very famous is valve door. Okay, valve door is made in 8th centuries, and in valve door, you can find so many the relief made by the stone. Okay, this is the story of Jataka. Jataka is in Japanese, なんだか頭が痛いな。誕生君。ちょっと I'm sorry, I suddenly forget the Japanese name. But Jataka means, the Buddha, before the Buddha birth, before the Buddha, what he did or something, and what he was. The story of this are the drawn in the figures. Okay, and this valve door, we found three relief. We can see the plowing. This is very interesting, right? Please, our Indonesian friend, if you can visit the valve door in Jogja, please you should see this relief. Here you can clearly observe the people and two buffalo. This is the Indian type of cow, and the plow. And this plow is like this. Okay. This is again I return to Cambodian Banten Sray, 10th century. Okay. And the Banten Sray also they had the very nice decoration of the relief. Okay. And then ちょっと見にくいんじゃないかな。ちょっと落として。向こう見えてる？これちょっとこっち落として。Okay? 見えるでしょ。In Banten Sray, you can see some relief here. This is I got from the post picture card. This is the Banten Sray's the Balaram God. Okay, and I explained Balaram had the plow. Okay, and here clearly you can see the plow. Sorry. Okay, and now I very briefly touch the three places the plow. This plow is like this. The Banten Sray is Angkor. So Angkor is this is the 11th century. Banten Sray. Sorry, 10th century. And this is 6th century. And this is 8th century. And this is 6th century. Okay. Very simply, I compared. And these, okay, this is, I found the in Aceh plow. Oh, I'm sorry. I should explain this way. These three, you know, these three plow, you can see this is the Cambodian 6th centuries. And this plow is very similar. Okay? This plow and this is the 8th century Borobudur. And you know, this 6th century is Cambodian. And this plow and this plow is basically, we should find some typical characteristic is plowshare. Okay? This plow, you know, this is a plowshare, and plowshare is insert from the back to the front. This also, you can find out here the covering by the something. Maybe this is I don't know. I'm not clear, but we can see that some shear is put on this way. Okay, and this plow is shaped now much different, 10th century, but originally the same. This is, you know, much changed. The bottom is long, and the plowshare is now some curved. But you can see the plowshare is attached on the plow bottom. It's same function. Okay, and in Indonesia, I looking this kind of plow. Still, can I find or not? Really, I could not found this type of plow in Indonesia, particularly in Java, but finally I found, you know, this plow in Aceh Museum, and I'm very surprised because this is a plowshare, and plowshare that plow just, you know, from the back to inside this way. Okay, and this is very similar. This type, and this plow is nowadays we mean this plow is used in Bangladesh. Okay, this plow. Right? Now, plowshare plowshare is not inside from backside, but the basic, you know, morphology is same. This, and I put this also. This is from Assam, Assam locking pools. Now this plow is not used at this moment, but just 20 or 10 years before, up to 10 years before, this plow is very commonly used in Assam locking pool, but they used in bamboo. Okay. Okay. This is more, you know, larger pictures. This, you know, this plow and this plow just same. Nobody denied this is not similar. You should say the Assam plow and the Aceh plow is functionally is very similar. Okay. So now you can consider this. No? And this flower is, present one. This is I found I have taken this flower in Java. Okay, and now in Java you can see the traditionally this type of flower. This is Chinese origins. This the square type of the flower is very common in China. Okay, and this is I found this two picture is from Yogyakarta. Okay, and this is the photograph from the top, and this is the lake, harrow of using in Indonesia. Okay, and this flower is now used in Cambodia, and the Cambodia flower is an Indonesian Java flower is very similar. Means mostly same. And this is Cambodian harrow. Okay, and the flower is, the I showed the photograph of the Aceh flower, but now in Aceh that type of flower are not used commonly. But I asked my friend in Aceh, if possible, I want to get that type of flower, and then finally I got this flower. This flower is very basic morphology. It's a little different. They have this new present Aceh flower, traditional Aceh flower. It has the flower pan. This is flower pan. We call the flower pan in English. But the traditional one is no. But you should give the attention to this point. This is, again, from here, inserted the back side to this. Okay? And this is another type of the Aceh flower. Okay, they just put the flower share put on the flower bottom. Oh, this is harrow. And this harrow is this is the harrow now present harrow in Aceh. Present harrow in Aceh is much different because this is this angle, but usually in Indonesia their harrow is like this. This is usually we consider this type of harrow is particularly for the wet condition, irrigated field, muddy field. Because if like this, the harrow teeth is like this. This kind of harrow are not so easily pulled by the cow. Okay. So now I summarize the present one. This is the Indonesian Java flower. Now the Japanese consider this is the traditional one. Okay, this is the Cambodian flower. Okay, this is we can say that 10 centuries. Just change it the plow of Cambodian plow in the Banten Strait. And this again the new now present one, and I put photo here, plow here. This plow is, now recently Bangladesh farmers, they themselves introduced the plow. Okay. They're using this type of plow was started to particularly this is they have the plow pan, and this is the Chinese type. Okay. So what I want to say, the plow pan is where plow pan was discovered. This is a question. Plow pan, this is plow pan is very, very original discovery of Chinese, The plow, I just explained the brief history of plow development. Plow usually we consider the discovered near the Middle East. Some people said in Egypt, or some people say that nowadays Iraq or some Mesopotamia or something like that. But that dry area is the home ground of the birthplace of plow. And the plow, one strain can enter to India. The another strain go to China. But you should understand, plow is discovered by the dry farming, not wet farming. Okay, so the original plow is they did not have plow pan. Okay, and then the plow spread it China, north place, and here is a very big dry farming upland rice, upland crop area, and the plow just come down to the wet areas. That time, usually, nowadays the scholars of studying the plow, they consider the plow pan discovered by the Chinese. And plow pan, Europe plow also, originally they don't have a plow pan. Because, Europe also, they are mainly the wet rice cultivation. Dry rice cultivation, the dry land cultivation, And so far we know the 19th century, or 18th century, I'm not sure, 18 or 17 or 18 or 19th century, most probably 18th century, the or Netherlands, somebody, they copy to European peoples, they copy, sorry, I'm not sure that Netherlands or not, and now I'm not sure, but the plow pan technology entered to Europe, okay? And then this technology entered to Indonesia through Netherlands, That time, the Indonesia is colonized by the Netherlands. And surely, this is my hypothesis, The Cambodian plow and Indonesian plow, traditional plow, very similar, because of the Indonesian plow now considered Indonesian plow, it's surely the shape enter to the Cambodia. Okay, but now you know the original plow. Now I should discuss. You know this type of plow. Now I explain. You know, but problem is this type of plow. This ancient type of plow. Now you know Cambodia plow is really surely 10th century or surely they had some influence from China. But this plow at present plow is much different. Right? So this tradition is maybe interrupt overplaced by the new type of the plow. Okay. Now I want to discuss is this old type of plow. Okay. And I think you know this Borobudur, you know this Borobudur. Sorry. Okay. I visit the Borobudur, you know, and with my Indonesian counterpart, my friend. He asked me, you know, Ando, this you know the field is a wetland or dry land. Okay. I said, oh, I cannot answer this question, but he very clearly told me, no, Ando, this is the dry land. Because you can see the plowman foot can clearly observe, and plow also can clearly observe. Just you know you cannot see top of the plowshare. If they have somebody has an experience of plowing, surely when we give the plow in dry land, this type of phenomena appeared. Okay, so he explained me this plowing is surely dry land. It means at least when the Borobudur are constructed, we can make some workable or acceptable hypothesis. That time, plow most probably used only for dry land. Okay, and in Indonesia, if you can read some historical document, 18th century or 19th century, that time the rice field, the buffalo or cow tapping, okay, and here also they don't use the buffalo, they use the cow, Indian cow, okay, so これやめなかったかな。And but in Cambodia, what happened? In Cambodia is original 6th century is this, and 10th century this. This plow surely influenced by the wet cultivation. So we can estimate it that between this and this, in Cambodia, some very big change occurred in particularly crop cultivation, maybe in rice cultivation, maybe the rice cultivation dry land type to change to wetland type. So far I understand. Okay, and now just we don't have enough time, so I should go to the completion. Now I want to explain. Now this ancient flower is original where? Now we can see the Assam North Looking this way and this way is maybe the very strong relationship. And now I want to show this archaeological site. This archaeological site is this is the World Heritage, Somapurima Temple. Okay, in Somapurima we have the Balaram. This is the 6th centuries, and this Balaram has the flower as a weapon. Okay, you can see this is the flower, and this is the 10th centuries. This is Balaram, and you can see this type of flower. So now conclusion is very simple. In Pala dynasty, I think before Pala dynasty, in Southeast Asian century, particularly the flower during this 6th or 7th centuries, I think flower come this way and spread it this area, the Bengali type of flower, and then the Chinese type of flower enter to this area. Okay, but still the rice cultivation in the Southeast Asian, the rice cultivation of Southeast Asian countries are not required. They did not require the wetland type of flower. Okay, and then when the peoples, Southeast Asian countries peoples, they started to use the plow for the wetland. They started to introduce the plow pan type of plow to their instead of the Bengali type of plow. Okay. So my the small topics is just over. Thank you very much. Can you some the questions? You. Hi. So and then hello. Now I want to add something. The encore, no? Okay, this is encore. Now on the basis of the recent study, the designer of encore, on the basis of the historical some evidence from the Sri Lanka, the designer of Borobudur is Bengali monk, Bengali monk. So during the 6th century, the Indonesia and nowadays Indonesia and in Bengalis, they had a strong linkage. So I want to conclude, the innovation of flying surely that came from the Bengal to spread it to Indonesia. もうやめる。こう使う？
いや、2時半から次の会議の予約が入ってる。
ああ、そうかそうか、ほんじゃもうやりました。そうです。はい、すみません、じゃあ、そうか。2時半から入った。おかしいよ。それは
おかしい。だって僕らもっと後まで撮ってる。
3時まで撮ってるよな。どうなってんだろう。はい。ちょっと明日確認して。まあいいや。でかけて。Okay. So thank you very much. I'm sorry that maybe the next next program they want to use this class, classroom. I'm very sorry. I should stop my lecture. So if you have any question, please give me the email, okay? Can you understand? Can you understand what I said? If you have some question, please give me the email, because now I should stop my lecture. This classroom will be occupied by other programs. So, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. これおかしいな。どっかわからんとこありますか？ちょっと英語でやるとね、難しいけどね。じゃあもうちょっとやめましょうか。今日はでもすみません。なんか中途半端になっちゃって。なんかわからんとこありました？いいですよ、日本語で言ってて。もっと日本語でやると分かりやすかったんだけどね。英語でやるとどうしてもこっちも下だなってなっちゃって。日本語で言っても分からなかったも分からなかった。とにかくね、何を言いたいかというと、あれですね。このね、結構ね、昔の、こういう技術的な僕はもっと他にやってるのはね、仏教の仏画の中に書かれている農具とかね、農業のそういう農作業のことなんかも見てるんです。ちょっと悪いけど名前だけ書いてくれますか？あれなんじゃないかな。ちょっと待ってもらう。あれなんじゃないかな。向こうの人がさ、2時半きっちりにやっちゃったんだよ。